welcome to City Car Driving. City Car Driving, or CCD, was originally released in 2007 by the publisher Multisoft, and at that time it was a three-dimensional simulation based around the streets of Moscow. It has received a number of updates over the years and has improved the simulation in four key areas: graphics, car physics, clutch pedal controls, and the expansion of the virtual city. Sales were originally restricted to Russia until 2010 when an English version was released. But recently CCD has negotiated Steam's Green Light project and is now available directly from Steam for £19. City Car Driving is promoted as a realistic car driving simulator and is only one single part of a collection of educational simulation products. Since day one, CCD has been pitched as an educational tool rather than a game, and its primary intention is still to educate novice drivers of traffic rules and road safety. Thanks to Steam's fantastic platform, installation is a breeze, and to run this simulator you will need these minimum settings: Windows 7 Service Pack 1 or above, an Intel Pentium dual-core 3.2 or AMD Athlon 2 X4 3.1 GHz processor, 4 GB of RAM, an AMD Radeon R7 240 or NVIDIA GeForce GT 740 or above, DirectX version 11, 10 GB of available storage, and any sound card compatible with DirectX 9. When the simulator first loads, you are presented with the menu screen, which also doubles as the splash screen. CCD's physics and graphics might have been improved, but the menu system has not seen a change since 2007. That being said, the menu is effective and completely intuitive. To maximise the simulation experience, you will definitely want to use a wheel and pedal combo. Thankfully, CCD accommodates almost all known makes and models of steering wheel and impresses further with a complete and effective set of button configuration options which allow enough calibration tweaking to perfect the right driving style and feel for both you and your setup, and that includes force feedback. It is important to note that the setup approach is a little bit different than what you might be used to, but once mastered it is easy and simple to get the right configuration for you. I am using a Logitech G27 and after setup the wheel felt instantly right, with full and smooth 900-degree steering immediately available, no tweaking or messing about required. If you don't have a steering wheel and pedal combo to hand, or you just want to be able to play on your laptop, then you're also in luck, because you can apply the same level of customization and sensitivity settings to your keyboard controls too. There are limitations to laptop compatibility, so I recommend that you check before you purchase. City Car Driving has two game modes, Career and Free Driving. Free Driving allows you to select your vehicle from a selection of 12. Set the time of day, weather conditions, traffic behaviour, the frequency level of unexpected emergency situations, and finally, your starting position. CCD is comprised of a single map split into 8 separate areas. Each of these areas are different in terms of layout and terrain and offer a different driving experience, as well as requiring different driving skills and perhaps different vehicles too. You can opt to drive wherever you want, or you can generate a route using sliders and checkboxes. Career mode is aimed at teaching novice drivers essential road and traffic skills and is very adept at catching any driving misdemeanour, from something as simple as not putting your seatbelt on or changing lanes without indicating, all the way up to a collision. All driving misdemeanours and progress is recorded and made available to you via the records section of the menu. CCD permits multiple profiles so you can teach and record independently. Career mode progresses with the driver expanding upon previously learnt skills and progressively demands more and more difficult manoeuvres. Some of the later exercises will test the skill and indeed the luck of even the most proficient drivers. The driving experience is actually quite good, and the variety of AI driving attitudes and behaviours is really quite impressive. There are slow drivers, speeding drivers, erratic and downright dangerous drivers, not to mention the pedestrians and varied weather conditions. Altogether, the experience is not too dissimilar to real road driving. You can of course drive as you wish, no doubt. Everyone will at some stage jump onto the motorway and drive like a bat out of hell, but the real challenge is to master and then maintain a smooth drive without receiving penalties for misdemeanors. The varying weather conditions do make driving more difficult, and small details like rain on the windscreen or the sound of ice under your wheels goes a long way to making this game feel even more realistic. Unlike some other driving simulators, you will find that the following situations, which are usually regarded as AI bugs, are actually coded into the simulator to better represent real-life experiences. AI driving on the wrong side of the road, sudden stopping vehicles, pedestrians stepping out in front of you, broken traffic lights, and abrupt and aggressive lane changes by the AI, to name but a few. In addition to these, there are 4 driving regions: America, Australia, Europe, and Russia, each with their own traffic signs and traffic rules in place, though you will still be driving on the same map. Early graphics have undoubtedly improved, and the scenery is pleasing, albeit a little dated. The 12 individually modelled unbranded vehicles are well done, inside and out, and look pretty nice. You can almost identify what car they are based on. What really impressed me though was the sheer number of vehicles on screen and in motion at any one time. Very impressive. The FPS does take a bit of a hit though, at around 40, maybe sometimes 60 FPS, but gameplay is smooth and uninterrupted. The option to tweak vehicle quantity will presumably improve the FPS to cater for your own specific system. Weather effects did not seem to adversely affect FPS either. One thing I really liked and really appreciate, and something I wish that all modern developers would adhere to, is the ability to change all button configurations and settings whilst in game. Major alterations will likely require a restart, but on the whole, you can configure and set up your system whilst testing it, which is a massive help. The driving experience is very good. What really does feel real is the behaviour and unpredictability of other drivers. This produces a really good and realistic experience. The volume of traffic is better than in any other simulator I have seen. The game comes with Oculus Rift and Track IR support as default. And thankfully, both vehicles and audio are moddable, and if you look in the description below, you should see some links to some mod sites. Car physics are, in my opinion, a long way from realistic. They are just about good enough, but much more needs to be done. Cornering does not produce a realistic lean in the car, and neither does braking. This makes the driving experience feel a little bit wooden and detracts from what is otherwise a very good and realistic experience. Car dashboards are not clickable. There are no moving parts other than the steering wheel. There are only a small variety of car options to choose from, and they are non-branded. Despite a variety of weather conditions, there is no day-light cycle and no dynamic weather, and there is just the one map. Speed is very poorly represented. For me, 60 mph felt like 30 mph, and 30 mph felt as though I wasn't even moving. Default audio is poor, but it can be modded. Despite the ability to modify both cars and audio, there is no Steam shop or modding tools available. So this is a game which has seen progressive development for more than 10 years. Although Steam's workshop is not supported, there are mods available, links in the description below, and the developers also assure buyers that ongoing development is planned. Hopefully, with Steam's platform and user feedback, City Car Simulator will ensure quick and efficient updates, patches and enhancements, but only time will tell. This game is not as beautiful as others, let's say Fernbus Coach Simulator for example, nor does it have such a large map, but they certainly have got some things right, and the experience is certainly a pleasurable one. So, if you're not old enough to drive, or perhaps looking to practice before a driving test, or maybe you're just the type of person who likes going out for a drive, then this is a simulator you should probably keep your eye on. Although, I do think it's priced a little too high, and because it lacks a recognised decent engine, like the Unreal Engine for example, this game could look seriously dated sooner than you think, especially as things in the simulation world do appear to be entering the next gen arena. That's all from me, SimUK. Take care of yourselves now. Goodbye.